Right. Andy, have you ever been involved in a match as strange as that?
No, I hope I'm not again, actually. Rigor mortis was setting in at one stage there for the lads. I suppose that's what you come to expect with a schedule like a Lions schedule. So we've seen it all now, haven't we?
How did you deal with the delay, and what sort of impact do you think that had?
Well, finding out what the rules were and what was going to happen. At one stage, it looked like it was going to be 45 minutes, and then it was pulled back to 30 minutes, and so there was updates that were constantly coming in. The lads stayed relaxed enough, and 5 minutes of a warm up and get the show back on the road. But I suppose what came off the back of that is that Australia hit the ground running and thoroughly deserved their win.
I appreciate it. I probably never thought of that situation before tonight, but having been through it, do the rules need to change? Because I think if there had been another lightning delay,
it would have been cancelled, would it?
And Australia would have won.
Yeah,
that would be given the victory.
No, the rules are the rules, and that's it. It's out of our control.
In terms of the series as a whole, you've won the series. That was what you came here to do. How much of a frustration is it that you haven't got the 3-0?
Yeah, I suppose there's obviously going to be frustration there because, like we've said all along, that we wanted to win every game, and rightly so. But the best team won on the night today. Just said to the lads that on reflection, you might take one, you might take 2 beers, but they'll be unbelievably proud of what they've achieved. Throughout this tour, we all know how hard it is to be successful on the Lions tour against a good side like Australia, and they are a good side, and they proved that over the series. So, on reflection, when we get a bit of time to ourselves tonight and tomorrow, we'll be unbelievably proud of what we achieved.
What do you hope the legacy is?
Well, I suppose the legacies for us is in that changing room, the togetherness of not just the players but the whole group has been an absolute delight to work with. We've played some outstanding rugby over the last 6 to 8 weeks, and that's accumulated into a performance that last week that was unbelievably special moment for all of us, and it will stay with us forever.
And just finally, Ty, what does it mean to you to be the player of the series?
Yeah, look, on a personal level, it's obviously a massive honour, but that aside, I think it's more about the series win for me. The journey it's been from day one of linking up with these boys and getting to enjoy their company for essentially 8 weeks now, and it's a bittersweet moment. I was saying earlier as well, because it's a class moment that we've won the series. Obviously, we lost tonight, which is obviously a bit crap for us. But as Faz says, we'll get over that, because at the end of the day, we still won the series, and it's the last time we'll be in that change room together as a group. And I suppose that's the bitter part, that we won't get that moment again, because it's been such an incredible journey. We loved every single minute of it. So we said we'll be having a reunion here in 12 years' time and making sure we're
saving up.
Yeah, but we're going to start a kiddie now and make sure we're all back here in 12 years to celebrate this series win.
And how's James Ryan doing?
He's opened and talking. So he was out there for a good few minutes, but he's back. He's back up in good spirits. So hopefully he's going to be fine.
And which elements performance were you disappointed with?
I thought the try that brought the Camels back really was trying to play too much rugby around halfway, and then the drop ball, and then them picking it up on the break and scoring the try in those type of conditions, it was always going to be an uphill battle, wasn't it, from there on in. So a bit of game control stuff. I thought Australia's set piece in general was pretty good, especially the defensive line. So a lot of credit goes to them as well.
Do you feel that some of the guys ran out of gas?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Everything's in hindsight, isn't it? You know, we built the week up pretty good, I thought. There's a few days off there, but training application Tuesday, Wednesday was pretty good, as was yesterday. And I think it's just the story of the game that got away from us in the end. I wouldn't have thought it was just one game too many. I mean, you know, who am I to know? These lads have been playing for how many months, as you all know. But at the same time, they was certainly up for the game today. But the best team won.
Was there scope on type of fit in the conditions, or you didn't take points in that first half and try and go some or?
Yeah, well, we didn't have a chance to take the points as much as we would have liked. Entries into the 22. I think sometimes you get a little bit bored of doing the right thing, and the right thing today was to put the ball back on them. They did that better than us, and a couple of penalties in that first half give them the access to get that score ahead, and 8 points was a pretty good lead at that stage. But again, what brought the camels back would have been the try from the loose ball.
And there's been a lot of consternation about Nancy and Dirac on Tom Beirne and yet better match. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that back. No.
Drop the shoulder onto his head.
Yeah, there's all sorts of rugby incidents that we can pull apart. I'm sure I've seen quite a few more incidents as well. So I suppose we'll always go to the right channels as far as that's concerned.
Quite a lot of your players in a million times says a lot of rugby this season, 80 plus games. Is that sustainable, do you think? That they get to August of a maybe 12, 13 month season and some of them maybe
well,
a bit broken,
you asked the player here. I mean, some were saying that he should have played in the first test, and then he ends up getting man of the series. So he seemed fresh enough to me. That's what the shirt does for you. In regards to the minutes played, etc., I suppose everyone's always looking at that type of scenario. I'm sure World Rugby are going to be all over that.
When you're back as Ireland coach, you're going to make sure that all those lads get proper rests so they can actually.
Well, we look after our own pretty well, yeah, and rightly so.
Tyga, it was pretty mental out there while you were back in the change room. The fans were going crazy. What was it actually like as a player to have to go back in and try?
Yeah, it was just a bit strange. I suppose I've never experienced something like that. Just a bit of the unknown. So you're kind of told it's going to be 45 minutes, so you kind of start to try and relax a little bit before having to get back up for it. And then all of a sudden we're out in 7 minutes, so now all of a sudden you're switching on to try focus the mind again, and that's the challenge of it. I've never experienced it before, but I have now, so know what to expect the next time for sure.
Obviously winning helps, but why has it been such an enjoyable experience, as you said at the start?
The people, definitely. Staff, players, just the whole environment. There's not one bad one bad skin in the whole place. And I just think everyone got on from day one, and I think everyone's loved every minute of it. I think, if you ask anyone.
Can I just say on that, because it'd be remiss of me not to mention why things have seamlessly gone the way that they have, and that's because of the tireless work of the staff. Not only are they fantastic at the jobs, but the bloody good people who muck in, and everyone knows the logistical nightmare that this tour could have been. But these boys, I think that it's easy because of the people that we've had on tour. So not just the coaching staff, every single member of this staff have been an absolute pleasure to work with, and and that's the reason why Ty says that.
Just last one for you, Ty, again. As Andy says, there's people questioning your place in the first test. Did you feel that, or was it just the magnitude of the occasion that kind of brought it out?
It's kind of hard to ignore it, isn't it? Because it's if people tagging you on social medias and people.
Was you reading that? Was you?
Well, you can't. When you get tagged, it comes up as a notification.
Why are you getting tagged? Turn it off.
I don't know. But yeah, like it just pops up even if you're scrolling. So you just ignore it. But like,
you obviously didn't.
But I did because I was
well, man of the series, well done.
No, well, like, as I said, it is hard to ignore because it's there in your front of your face all the time. But you kind of use it as leverage as well. I was unsure whether Faz was going to pick me or not. So when I did see my name on the board, it was, I knew it was an opportunity for me. But I knew if I didn't play well, he'd take me out there just as quick as he put me in there. So I needed to step up, and as did all of the players. And I think from on the first test we did that.
And who will movies are at before the series, or you didn't have to go too far. I think people saying it's going to be a kind of bottom emotional movies. Now that it's said and done, when.
Obviously, I went on record last week during the week of saying I thought it was insulting about people asking the question about the Wallabies and Lions touring here, etc. I mean, everyone has their ups and downs. Have a look at the progress over the last 18 months. It's been through the roof, and you look at that side that's been out there over the last 3 weeks. They're a hell of a team. I said to Joe before the game there on the pitch that I think special things are going to happen for this team over the next 18 months, and by the time the World Cup comes around, there'll be a force to be reckoned with, like everyone's seen in the past. They've got some special athletes and some special players, and that's no surprise to us of how they've performed over the last couple of weeks.
And I know you were prepared to answer this on Thursday, but would you like to be involved in the game in 4 years' time?
Everyone knows what I think about this concept, and I've loved. You be there, will you?
Yeah, 37.
Will you?
Yeah, that's it.
37. You're joking. Next year, I'm retiring you next year. So I suppose that says it all. I absolutely love everything that the Lions is about, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 8 weeks. I mean, there's always ups and there's always downs, but the inner circle is a special place to be. Well, read into that what you want, but I suppose 4 years, there's a long time between drinks, isn't there?
Can you talk us a bit through the lightning break thing? We obviously don't know what you were doing, but there were pictures of some good players on their phones. And then when the Aussie players came out to warm up for the restart, they were about 5 minutes ahead of your guys. And from the very limited information, it looked like they were therefore more ready to restart.
That's completely utter rubbish. Utter rubbish.
Well, the facts I just told you were not rubbish.
No, well, for you to fill in the bits, yeah, okay. Well, you don't know until you know, and when you do know, then you have to agree what the warm-up time allocated is going to be acceptable to both teams. We agreed on 10 minutes for the warm-up, and through our advice from our experts in that field, we only made the call to come out 5 minutes before and stay out there so that we'd be ready to go.
Andy, if there was a review of this tour to sort of shape the next tour, what feedback would you give? What changes would you have? The travel, the number of games, what would you?
Yeah, I suppose I'll reflect on that and feed that back to the powers that be rather than in the here and now. there's always reflections along the way, but you need to let the dust settle, I think, a little bit and collect everyone's thoughts before you can hit the nail on the head.
Take the last one, guys.
Andy, do you think that match would play out any differently if you hadn't won the series? Do you think psychologically it's something that's impossible to ignore?
So, could you say that again? Sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
When you reflect on the game
Yeah.
and the loss, do you think you have to reflect on the fact that you have the series in the bag?
I hope not. I hope not, because otherwise we're not being true to ourselves of everything that we talked about this week. So I certainly hope not. Subconsciously, I suppose I'll never know the answer to that question.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.